Is it true that you and Kobe had a bet that who was gonna get traded first?
Yeah, we did. Damn, how you know about that? Damn, that's crazy. We was at UCLA playing pickup game.
Right.
And this was the same year. We both garbage. We both in the lottery. We had UCLA, we playing against each other. Then it was like the rounds was over, so he sit on the sideline. I was like, man, we weak. He was like, yeah, I'm trying to get out of there. I think he was talking about Chicago.
Yeah, he almost got dealt to Chicago.
Yeah, I think he was talking. That's how me and he was talking because we used to play in the summer. And he was like, man, I'm gonna get out. He was like, I'm out of here. I said, I'm out of there too. And then we was like, I bet I'll get out of there before you. He was like on the sideline chopping it up like that because we was so bad the year before. And then the crazy part about it, that next year we in a championship against each other. Ain't that crazy?
Because that's when they got Powell, right?
Yep. The summer before, we both was thought we was
out of there.
Out of there. Yep.
Do you believe had they not gotten Powell, had you not got Ray and Ticket, you'd have left?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It was the marriage would have been over. It was just it would have been too frustrated. I wasn't gonna be happy. It would have got to the point to where I probably would have forced my way. It would have went boiling over.
But when you get Ticket, you get Ray. How are you guys able to blend it? Because normally it takes time for a team. You guys have never played together. Maybe you played with Ray when he was in Milwaukee. Y'all was in the All-Star game together. Mm-hmm. But Ticket was always in the West. Mm-hmm. I know you had a relationship with Ticket when he was in the McDonald's All-American game, but you guys have never played together. How was Doc able to mesh you guys? Those are a lot of big personalities now that you got to mesh together. That's a lot. You got to bring it to a locker room.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. Doc is great at that. Man, what Doc first did, when we first did the press conference, man, we went on a tugboat ride, just us three. We went around the city, and we was just talking to Doc, like, how we gonna make this work, because everybody, it was a lot of speculation that I was gonna be the odd man, that I was gonna be the egotistical one out of everybody, and Paul he's gonna be selfish, he ain't gonna work with them. It was a lot of people saying that, and I was just like, all I ever wanted was some other teammates.
An
opportunity. But I will tell you, like, Kevin, he was the lead dog in all this,
right.
To be honest, because Kevin is the most selfless superstar ever in history.
Wow.
He came in and was just like, Paul, this is your team. I'm just here to help. I was just like, damn, because I was thinking like, man, Kevin's the man.
You talking about the guy that's the MVP?
KG's been the MVP.
Yeah.
He just was like, P, this is your squad. I just want to help win a championship. Man, I ain't trying to step on no toes. Everybody dropped their egos at the door. But the thing is, we all had previous relationships, whether it was me with Kevin, Kevin with Ray, Kevin with both of us. Mm-hmm. And that whole summer, we talked on the phone every day.
Wow.
Call Kevin, hey, let's book Ray in. Boom, man, let's get to Boston early, man. We gonna do this. Man, we was making summer plans to win the championship the summer before. Wow. That's how we was talking. Say, man, we gonna win it together. And then when we win it, we gonna go to Italy. That's the conversations we had. We gonna go here. I'm telling you, we was already seen it.
Yeah, y'all was already locked in like that.
Man, we seen it. We was like, man, we gonna win this. And of course, everybody, we on the cover of every magazine. I'm talking about people hated that.
Right.
Oh man, the teams across the league, like they ain't won nothing yet. Why y'all crowning them?
Right. But
it was like the Holy Trinity. It just came together right away. So, man, it was crazy. I couldn't believe when you look back at it now, it do take time to come together.
Yes.
It came right together.
Yes.
Like day one, we got out the gate like 7-0. Mm-hmm. Like came out like didn't have no issues. Mm-hmm. You know what our first issue was? The first round of the playoffs. We like when we went to Game 7 with the Hawks. Mm-hmm. That was our first adversity. We had no adversity throughout the whole year. We came out just smacking teams like out the gate. First adversity was in the playoffs. That's when we started learning more. Game 7, first round. Second round, another Game 7 again versus LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, man, we like, oh, damn. So
once you guys got past that, you like, we're going to win the championship.
100%. Once we got past that young bull, I was like, it was all downhill. But then you think that, like, you get Detroit, but then you got to run into the Mamba.
Yeah.
That's why we tell people it's hard to win.
Yes.
It's hard to win a chip. Shannon, you know this.
Yes, for sure.
Like,
the hardest thing to do is win in professional sports and then win consistently.
Yeah.
Because you can have a little success, and sometimes a little success goes to people's head.
Right.
Because the hardest, I remember we won the first Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Gary Kubiak, who was our offensive coordinator, he called me in the office. He's 84. He said, you know what? Congratulations. He congratulated. He said, you know, the hardest thing to do, he says, to repeat. Yeah. I said, why you say that, Koob? He says, because everybody thinks they're the reason why they won. He said, the people that cut the grass out there,
right?
The reason why you won is because look how good we cut that grass.
Right.
The people that craft services, that bring the food, it's them. It's the people that clean, it's them. Everybody thinks they're the reason why.
Yes, yes.
And that's not it.
We saw that with our team, you know, and you see it, like once you win it, people think they can do more.
Yeah.
They didn't do more before. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you saw that, huh?
Yes.
We saw that too, because people wanted more of a role now.
Yes.
They went from like, I wanna, you know, I'm making the fries. I want to make the burgers now.
Yeah. Hey.
Like,
I don't want to make no fries. I want to be cashier. Right. I don't need to be making how they catch grease popping on me.
Right.
You know, I want to be, and who was at the cashier? Now they want to be a manager.
Right. Right. Now you like, come on, man.
Absolutely.
This is why it worked. This is why this is why this system worked.
Right.
You was doing that.
The super team. You guys were, so people don't want to say it, but you guys were a super team because Ray was a perennial all-star.
For sure.
Ticket was a perennial all-star and an MVP. You were a perennial all-star.
Yeah.
I would consider that a super team. Did you consider it a super team at the time?
The way we was when we was flying in these cities in our hotels, it was packed outside. It felt like it.
That's what I knew we were a super team.
Hey, look, that's what I knew. I didn't know at first, but when we landed in certain cities, and that crowd be out there in front of that hotel, we was a super team.
But you know what? And what irks me is that I'm old enough to remember. Is that seems like fans are okay if a team put a super team together. Mm-hmm. There have always been super teams. What the hell you think the 80 Lakers were?
Yep.
What do you think the 80 Celtics were?
Six.
They were super teams.
Yeah, they were.
They just had Bird. I mean, think about it. Bird is the 50th anniversary team. So is Kevin McHale, and so is Robert Parrish.
Yep.
They had Dennis Johnson.
Yep.
They had Tiny Archibald.
5 Hall of Famers.
They had Bill Walton.
Yep.
Look at the Lakers. Kareem, Magic, Worthy, Wilt, Bob McAdoo.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all noticed anything. Yeah. All those guys in the Hall of Fame. So they were a super team. They've always been super teams. Go back and look at the 60 Celtics. They had 11 Hall of Famers of 13 guys. Yeah. Look at the Lakers. Yeah. So they've always been that. It's just that guys now have better relationships. They grew up like you and Kevin. They play AAU ball together. They're comfortable playing. Well, Bird would have never wanted to play with Magic. Well, Bird didn't have a relationship since he was 9, 10 years old with Magic.
Yeah.
So the only time they saw each other maybe was the McDonald's All-American or once they got to the NBA.
Yeah. But I think the problem what people have with the super teams today or with whenever, Kevin and LeBron is how they came together.
Right.
Like ours was manufactured. It wasn't like, hey, Kev, come play with me, or Ray. It was Danny maneuvering the trades, and hopefully things had to
Well, everybody ain't got Danny Ainge, though.
They had to have the right pieces and all of that. And so I think people kind of frown upon, like, Bron going there and Durant going, where he went. But, you got to have other great players to win.
You got to. Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because we like to do something before 2 something.